Admiral Zix Thara watched the blue marble of Earth spin lazily beneath her flagship, the Vengeance of Stars. Around her, 3,000 ships of the hegemony's finest battle fleet formed a perfect sphere, sealing the primitive world from the cosmos beyond. No ship would leave. No signal would escape. The humans would suffocate in their own atmosphere until they surrendered. "Admiral," her tactical officer reported, his mandibles clicking with satisfaction. "The blockade is complete. All hyperspace jump points are covered. Their primitive vessels cannot breach our perimeter." Zix Thara's four eyes narrowed as she studied the tactical display. Earth looked so small, so insignificant. It was hard to believe these bipedal mammals had somehow destroyed 3 hegemony research stations and captured advanced weaponry. The Council of Species had been swift in their judgment. Total blockade until surrender, then systematic occupation. "How long do our analysts estimate before they capitulate?" she asked. 6 months, Admiral. Perhaps less. Their industrial base is planet-bound. They have no orbital manufacturing, no asteroid mining operations. They'll run out of resources quickly. Zix Thara allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The humans had shown promise, certainly. Their crude nuclear weapons had surprised the research teams, and their military coordination was adequate. But they were still contained on a single world. How dangerous could they really be? 3 weeks into the blockade, the first anomaly appeared. "Admiral!" The communications officer's voice cracked with confusion. "We're receiving a transmission from the humans, but it's coming from the Proxima Centauri system." Every being on the bridge went silent. Proxima Centauri was 4 light-years away. The humans had no faster-than-light capability. "Impossible," Zix Thara said. "Run diagnostics on all sensors." "Already done, Admiral." "The signal is genuine. It's a human frequency, human encryption protocols. They're asking if we'd like to negotiate." Zix Thara's secondary hearts began beating faster. "Show me." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a human female in what appeared to be a military uniform. Behind her, stars glittered through a viewport that clearly showed the triple star system of Alpha Centauri. "Greetings," the human said calmly. "I'm Captain Sarah Chen of the UES Pathfinder. I understand you're having a bit of a disagreement with our home world. Perhaps we should talk." The bridge erupted in confused chatter. Zix Thara silenced them with a gesture. "This is impossible," she transmitted back. "Your species has no interstellar capability." Captain Chen smiled, a disturbing human expression that showed far too many teeth. "Well, that's not entirely accurate. We've had interstellar capability for about 70 years now. We just never saw the need to advertise it." Before Zix Thara could respond, her tactical officer spoke up, his voice trembling. "Admiral, we're detecting ships. Lots of ships. They're everywhere." The tactical display exploded with new contacts. Ships were decloaking throughout the system, not just around Earth, but scattered across the asteroid belt, hiding behind Jupiter's moons, lurking in the outer system's ice clouds. Hundreds of them. All human. "How?" Zix Thara whispered. Captain Chen's transmission continued as if she could hear the question. "You see, Admiral Zix Thara, yes, we know who you are. Your people made a fundamental error in your intelligence gathering. You assumed that because our official governments don't have space fleets, humanity doesn't have space fleets." More contacts appeared on the display. Ships were jumping in from other star systems. Wolf 359, Barnard's Star, Tau Ceti. The human captain gestured to something off-screen. "What your scouts missed," Chen continued, "is that humans don't really do things through official channels when we can help it. SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, those were just the public face. The real expansion has been happening for decades through private corporations, black projects, and what you might call freelance exploration groups." Zix Thara felt her legs weaken. The tactical display now showed over 8,000 human vessels, and more were appearing every minute. "You see," Chen said conversationally, "when you blockaded Earth, you made one crucial mistake. You assumed Earth was our only world. In reality, it's just our birthplace. We've been quietly spreading through the local stellar neighborhood for the better part of a century, mining asteroids, building habitats, establishing colonies, very quietly." The communications officer looked up with terror in all 6 of his eyes. "Admiral, we're receiving surrender demands from 73 different human fleets. They have us surrounded on all vectors." Captain Chen's smile widened. "Here's the thing about humans, Admiral. We're paranoid. We've been preparing for this exact scenario since we first detected your research probes 15 years ago. Did you really think we'd just sit here waiting for someone to show up with superior technology and bad intentions? Zixathera stared at the display as human ships continued to decloak around her fleet. They were completely surrounded, outnumbered nearly 3-1. The irony, Chen continued, is that your blockade was actually the signal we were waiting for. Every human ship in a 50-light-year radius has been moving into position for the last 3 weeks. We call it the Roach Motel Protocol. Ships check in, but they don't check out. What? What do you want? Zixathera managed to ask. Same thing we've always wanted, Chen replied. To be left alone. Withdraw your fleet, return to your space, and pretend you never found us. In exchange, we'll pretend we never found the locations of your 12 major worlds, 47 research stations, and industrial complexes. The Admiral's blood went cold. You couldn't possibly— Admiral, Chen interrupted gently. We've been watching you watch us for 15 years. We know where you live. Zixathera looked around her bridge at the terrified faces of her crew, then at the tactical display showing thousands of human ships in perfect attack formation. The clever apes had turned her blockade into a trap, using her own fleet's arrival as the trigger for a coordinated response across dozens of star systems. She reached for the communications array with trembling appendages. All ships, she transmitted on the fleet frequency. Prepare for immediate withdrawal. Set course for home space maximum velocity. As the hegemony fleet began its desperate retreat, Captain Chen's final words followed them into hyperspace. Next time, maybe don't assume the quiet ones aren't dangerous. We learned that lesson from Australia. The blockade of Earth lasted exactly 23 days. The hegemony never returned, and in the deep black between the stars, human ships continued their patient, invisible expansion, always watching, always ready, always remembering that the universe was full of things that went bump in the night. They just happened to be one of them.